first up is attacking intelligence. So this is FIFA 12. Watch this guy. He's going to keep changing his mind about where he's going, and it kind of feels like muddy and a bit dumb. In FIFA 13 though, with our new attacking intelligence, you'll see things like this. Players actually driving into space and into attack to give you a lot more opportunities, a lot more excitement and a lot more support. So watch this guy. He's basically decided he wants to get over here somewhere and just keeps going at it. And rather than changing his mind when this guy's in the way, he just changes the direction he's running in to still get to that kind of optimum spot in the area. Okay, makes sense? So rather than changing his mind, goes for it. Some other features that kind of get to that point, which is curve to stay on side. So watch Van Persie here. He's basically going to change his run. He's going to curve his run slightly. He's also going to open up his body and change his gait, the way he's running, in order to stay on side. And that's a big part of this year's game as well, although it's a bit broken in this build. In FIFA 12, the player would run into the attack, realise he's offside, have to run back on side, turn around, run back into attack, and it just didn't feel very fluid or organic. Watch this guy here. He's basically going to start changing the run, open his body up, which is a great visual cue for the gamer to know, okay, I'm trying to stay on side, get ready to play me the ball. You can kind of see it here. He's indicating he wants the ball, play it through. A lot more believable and a lot more realistic in the way that the players move and how it looks. And a great example here of the trajectory that player's going to take, how he's kind of changed his run in order to stay on side in our test bed. Just a good way to see it. Secondly, opening passing channels. Again, it's Van Persie, our guy capturing all these videos, a massive Arsenal fan, as you can probably tell. So running nowhere in this point, and then basically has to check back on himself to give himself enough space to be able to have the ball played to him. We're now doing that in our game too, so watch this guy. At the moment there's nowhere really for that guy to play the ball, so he's actually going to take a run that's going to open a passing channel there for the ball to be played through. So you kind of have these opportunities to kind of play the ball to those attacking players who are also driving into the correct positions on the pitch. Again, another example of this where nowhere for the ball to go, so the player's going to take a curving S run in order to get that space to be able to have the ball played to him. Okay, next up is curved space behind. So this is Park playing for Manchester United. If you watch him, he's actually going to curve in and around that defender in order to receive the ball back. We've recreated that in our test bed here just to make sure that our code is working. You can actually see him make almost identical runs and almost identical shot on goal, which is great. But I think this is probably a stronger video to show. So if you've played FIFA in any way, shape or form in the past, this guy would have run here or here. No man's land over there and cutting across the ball there, which is pointless. In this case, he actually runs around that defender and keeps driving into space, which kind of leads to those opportunities in attack that we're talking about. And then the big change for us is in the level of intelligence we've got. Watch that guy out on the wing and this guy here. Basically, the AI can now recognise not just the play that's about to happen, but the next play as well. So the guy out on the wing knows that this is the most likely candidate to get to the ball, so he's already committed his run, his position, based on that potential outcome. And here's a good example to see it from another angle. The guy gets the ball there, and he's already starting his run there, knowing that the ball's going to go to that number 9 here, not that number 9 there, bugs, and is driven into space in order to try and score a goal. Again, another great example here. Watch those two guys. You've got him running the whole time, waiting for the ball, and this guy's kind of come around here. He knows that guy's going to get the ball next, so he's going to try and run into space to make as much room as he can, and because he's made that play so early, he's actually gained 5 or 6 yards on where he would have been otherwise. Okay, enough about attacking intelligence, on to complete dribbling. So when you watch football matches, you don't see this so often, but the kind of point of it. This is Nasri. Not only is he facing at goal, but he's moving sideways, and football players do that a lot. But our game never let you. So we introduced this new dribbling system called complete dribbling, which allows you to move not just in the freedom of 360 degrees, not only in that kind of freedom of distance, but also with face angle now as well. That's really important, and we've got some examples coming up. But the key thing to take away from this is that it just feels very responsive and very realistic, and it's contextual based. The game will drop you into that control mechanism when appropriate. If you want to manually trigger it, both triggers at the same time. So in a real game situation, this is what you'll feel. So attacking against the defender, you'll be facing the goal, you'll be facing the defender, and you'll be able to move sideways around that player and into space behind him based purely on a new dribbling mechanic. Similarly, Messi here, running down the wing, what you're going to see is him kind of drop down into that complete dribbling system, suck the defender in a little bit, and that gives him the opportunity to then sprint into space behind him and get a cross in on goal. And not only does it look very realistic, not only does it feel more dynamic and organic, it's really enjoyable when you do it.